It's Friday once again, and that means that it's Choose Your Own Adventure Day on Mike Rants. So we are reading through The Horror of High Ridge. I read a bit of it, you guys answer. You know how it works. Anyway, okay, so last time on The Horror of High Ridge, it's not an 80s TV show. We are in this situation, we're in High Ridge, and we've got Ricardo, who Patimus recommended that I do his voice as Khan from The Wrath of Cat. Well, Ricardo Montalban. I wish I'd thought of that. Buried alive, Botany Bay. Sorry, Khan. Wrath of Khan. It's so awesome. Anyway, I'm going to stick to doing Ricardo. Oh, and Phil recommended that I do Lisa as Lucy. So if I'm going to do Ricardo as Ricardo. Anyway, I'm getting lost here. Anyway, so this Native American ghost has appeared to us. Chief, what was his name? What's his name? Oh, God knows. Chief something or other. Walking Eagle or something like that. I can't remember. We'll get to that later. Alright, so we were to decide whether we were to help the ghost of the chief out because he wanted us to try and appease the ghosts of High Ridge by finding some sort of buried fortune or ceremonial stuff and prayed it through the town. Anyway, so one of you, Dragoon Boom, who I think you're just a contrarian, mate. You just you like to mix it up. I like that. Said no, don't help him. Just don't help him. And the rest of you, all 7 or 8 of you, said, no, we've got to help out the chief. So the eyes have it. So let's help out the chief. Turn to page 40. We have to help, Ricardo says. Yes, Lisa adds. There's no way we can turn him down. Exactly what I was thinking, Mike says. It says you save it. I suppose we ought to grab some shovels and head over to the sacred site he was talking about. Do you know where it is? I have no idea who that is. Do you know where it is? I think so. You know, it's strange. I've been there several times, just walking around, and I always felt uncomfortable. It's as though there's something evil there. I guess I know why now. Sounds like a wonderful place, says Lisa. We better go, Ricardo says. You head out the door, you and Lisa with shovels over your shoulders, Ricardo carrying 2 flashlights. Ha! Double barrel. I don't know what I'm doing there. Right. Turn to page 43. The moaning continues, but now that you know what causes it, it doesn't bother you so much. But the chief outside just going, oh, I was going to do a really, really bad stereotypical, hey, how are you, hey, how are you, and it's such a bad joke, and I'm sorry for offending anyone. It doesn't bother you as much. When you reach the site, Lisa turns to you. I see what you mean. This place feels awful. We'd better get to work, Ricardo says. Any idea where to dig? Huh? Buried alive. Nope. Might as well try here then, he says. You take turns digging and holding the flashlights, but you don't find anything. Hours later, just before dawn, you're tired, sore, and disappointed. Lisa calls for a break and a conference. Don't know why a business meeting will help proceedings. I suppose we have to keep digging until we run out of time. I wonder if there's any other way to do this. You heard the chief, Ricardo says. You know, you say after a pause, I had a thought. Mrs. Grundy gave me the key to the library this morning. I wonder if we could find more clues there, now that we have some information. So we can either go to the library to see what we find, or if you think the chief told you all you need to know, keep digging. I'm going to say go to the library, you know, because I like libraries. I have a fascination with books. Not even, it's a bit weird, not even just like what's inside them, but like just a fascination with the physical thing of books. It sounds like a fetish. It's not. It really, really isn't, honestly. I like books. You run to the library. You meet no ghosts on the way. Well, that's good. When you let yourself in the massive door, you're startled by Mrs. Grundy's voice. Who's there? She's relieved to find out it's you and starts to tell you about her terrifying night and her decision to hide in the library. Normally you would just listen to her quietly. She's a forceful woman, used to dominating the conversation. To her surprise, you tell her your story. I'm not sure I believe a word of what you're saying, she says when you're finished. But after what I saw tonight with my own eyes... She drifts into silence for a minute and then says, what about the mysterious statue of the Indian chief upstairs in the museum? Of course, you exclaim. You bound up the stairs, shouting, ah! No, shouting, I forgot all about it. On the next page. You recall that one day, about 100 years ago, the statue of the Indian chief with the tomahawk mysteriously appeared at the library. There was a strange poem on a plaque around its neck. No one has ever figured out what the words mean. The statue was moved up to the museum, installed in a glass case, and practically forgotten. You stop to read the poem preserved with the statue. Swing me twice when the glow arrives. You'll save yourself and other lives. Swing me thrice as the horror goes. You'll bring peace between the foes. With shouts of, I've got it, I've got it, you break the case, grab the tomahawk, and race downstairs and out the door. As you run back to the sacred site to pick up Ricardo and Lisa, you wonder if there's time left to get the stuff. I'm not a bit thingy though, like, you would think they would let us try to figure out how to break the case. Look, he's broken the case, you see that? Kind of looks like he's almost attacking the poor chief. Right, I would like to have tried to figure out that little riddle. With the tomahawk in your hand, you feel invulnerable. Yes, you race fearlessly through the streets. So you're a guy running through the town with a tomahawk, just feeling fearless, you know. Some local sheriff is going to take you down. At the old mining site, you find only Lisa there. Where's Ricardo? We've found something, an old pipe. He went off with it to round up the ghosts. We didn't know if you had any luck. Did you find out anything? You show Lisa the tomahawk and recite the poem. Sorry, I was going to recite it again. What do we do, though? She asks. Will it work to do both? Will it work to do both? I don't even know what they're talking about. Jesus Christ. I really don't know. Swing me twice when the glow arrives. You'll save yourself and other lives. Swing me thrice as the horror goes. You'll bring peace between the foes. I don't know what they're talking about. Maybe you're following this better than me. I'm really sorry. I've just realised that my camera's a bit... Look at the amount of headroom I've got. What do we do? She asks. Will it work to do both? Will Ricardo be able to do it by himself? You point to the east where the sky is beginning to lighten. Time is running out. Alright, so I feel like I've seriously lost something along the way. We must have to be doing this little parade that the chief wanted us to do. Wanted us to go and get this relic and parade it through the town before sunset so that the ghosts don't come out and just start tearing everybody apart. So Ricardo's off with an old pipe, and he felt he could round up the ghosts somehow with it. Maybe he could play the pipe, I don't know. Or it'll be a peace pipe on it, I don't know. So he's off doing that on his own. Or we can decide to... So we can go and find them. I'm sorry, this episode's really just falling to pieces. We can go and find them, or we can use the tomahawk. What we're going to do then? So I think the gist here is go find Ricardo, because maybe he needs some help. If he's off trying to find some ghosts, you know, he might need some help. That's all I'm saying. So do we go and help him, or do we use the tomahawk? I don't know. I think you just use it twice or something like that. What was whatever the poem said? Anyway, I'm sorry guys. This one's been a bit of a mess today. So that's the decision that we have to make. We have to either go and help Ricardo, who's off trying to find ghosts with a pipe, or we use the tomahawk. What will it be? As always, check out the Facebook page and podcast and all that down below, and I'll be back soon. Alright, bye for now. Have a great weekend, by the way. I don't know what this is. I'm not the Fonz.